Hello, my name is Nguyen, and I'm Phuoc's brother as well. As you can see, there's a reason why Trump's not doing stand-up comedy. Anyway, it is no coincidence that someone like Phuoc, who loves Michael Jackson so much, even to the point of wanting to dance and sing like him, that one day he would adopt the name Michael as his stage name. To many of the outside world, he is called Michael Nguyen. But to many of us, his name is Phuoc. In Vietnamese, that means they have fortune or the fortunate one. But in English, Phuoc can be misspoken. And hence, definitely and quickly, he adopted a different stage name, even if it's that of Michael Jackson. Phuoc started off his life on the slow path, like much of the boys in our family. He was not very witty nor quick on his feet, couldn't keep his grades up, he had no interest in school. I won't make him feel any worse there. To tell you the truth, I think none of the boys had any interest in academics when we were younger, but some of us never grew out of that habit. I don't mean to look at you, Tron, I'm sorry. Okay. Phuoc held on to that trait for quite some time, even in college. He thought the floor of his room was the laundry hamper. Mom had to pick up each clothing item, perform the sniff test to determine if that item needs to be laundered. During college, he began to develop the interest in comedy and began performing on stage at a comedy club like Go Bananas or even Funny Bones. In any event, he began to be wittier and quite funny. Even at home, we began to pay attention to him. We would sit around our kitchen table and talk about things, and soon enough, Phuoc would add a line or two, and soon there would be nonstop laughing, to a point where my sister Susie would start crying. And if you know Susie, she would cry at anything, even at Phuoc's funny jokes. With this outward expression at home, I thought Phuoc would stumble onto something, that he had discovered his own talent. So we went to see him in one of his performances on stage. I got there early with the rest of my siblings. We sat in the front row. No, my dad did not come to the show. He's really not into stand-up comedy. Many of you that know him will probably agree. So we sat up in the front. I didn't order any alcohol in fear that would cloud my judgment, and began laughing recklessly. Anyway, Phuoc started his show and started delivering his lines, and I began laughing. It was so funny. I looked around and had noticed that my sibling and I were the only one laughing the hardest. And many times, we were the only one laughing. I thought in my mind, what is wrong with these people? Why are they not laughing at such funny jokes? Are we laughing out of sympathy for our brother? We thought that he was funny because we had a history and a connection with Phuoc. And in this connection, that we understood his humor and his wit. Phuoc moved on to Chicago to improve and hone his skill in comedy and acting skill at the Second City Comedy Company. In pursuit of his dream, he found the dream of his life, Amy. We as family got a chance to meet Amy. To us, she is genuinely kind-hearted, helpful, and quite funny. As many of you know, they had moved out to LA to pursue both of their dreams. Amy is also pursuing her dream in comedy and acting as well. You might see this from her mass email campaign for a cast on Glee. I had visited both of them a few years ago out in LA. Besides binging on Vietnamese food and Korean barbecues, Phuoc and Amy had invited me to a play that Amy was performing in. The name of the play was called A Piece of My Heart. The story was about a group of nurses who volunteered to go to Vietnam and became disillusioned by the war. Anyway, Phuoc and Amy got me a seat right up in front and center. Soon enough, I was settled in and the play begins. It was a very interesting storyline. Amy did a wonderful job delivering her lines. The entire first half of the play was quiet, subdued, and peaceful. Right in the middle of the play, Amy let out a loud, long scream, the loudest of any of the actors to that point. I was actually frightened. I started to question my judgment. Is she as quiet and peaceful as I thought? So, should I have asked to sit in the back of the theater? I believe the impact would be the same, sitting in the back of the room. I began to understand that the loud scream and loud volume was a sign of good acting. Yes, good acting. Let's hope that Phuoc does not push Amy to the point where she would trigger that acting ability. With all kidding aside, though, at this moment, I'd like to offer a toast to Phuoc and Amy. You both compliment. You both compliment. Oh, sorry. Thank you. You both compliment each other very well. You have stated that you view each other as best friends, and I can see that in your interaction with each other. It is wonderful that in your own pursuit of your individual dreams, that you both have discovered your best dream of all. You are fortunate. In Vietnamese, it's called Ca Phuoc, and we are fortunate to be part of your celebration. I see your wedding day as a celebration of your friendship and the expression of your commitment to one another. Thank you for sharing this moment with all of us, your friends and family. I wish both of you the virtues of patience, forgiveness, tolerance, and love. Stay strong and committed to one another. We support you and are there for both of you. Thank you.